Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 16th of November, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar recovering quite a bit this morning. So we are seeing a little bit better off these lows, but we are still bearish below the cloud on the short term and not yet bullish in the medium term. It does look like we might make a transition, but we have had a pretty torrid time the last few days where the dollar is falling away quite heavily. That's given us a new downside target of about 4%, but we need to activate that with a new low below the lows we saw yesterday. So at the moment, that's not activated, and the medium term picture does look like it might be changing. Euro is a bit weaker this morning, and we're seeing that, but it is still bullish above the cloud. Dollar yen, dollar is rising, but still bearish below the cloud, and sterling looking stronger against the dollar at $1.32, so that is looking better. We're looking at sterling against the euro, also seeing a rise there as well this morning, but still bearish below the cloud on the short and long-term charts. Against the Swiss franc, we're seeing sterling rising here too this morning, but not yet above the cloud. And against the Australian dollar, it is looking stronger all the time. The S&P 500 index is struggling, fell away a bit last night, so we are just seeing that looking weaker. And the Nasdaq is just starting to come through the cloud, so we are just starting to see a little bit of a sell-off there in US markets. And the Dow is also looking bearish below the cloud now, activating a new downside target of 1.4% lower at 22,935. The Russell 2000 has been weak for at least a week now, and we are just seeing that lower as well. The S&P future is up this morning by 1/3%, and the Nasdaq E-mini is also up, so it does look like we might see a bit of a recovery at the open today. FTSE 100 index is bearish below the cloud, and the FTSE 250 is also bearish below the cloud. The DAX also bearish in the short term, so we are just seeing these markets falling away, although DAX is up 0.6% this morning, so waiting for a stronger opening in the US. The Nikkei recovered somewhat last night, still looking like it might just hold its bearish position short term, a bullish position short term, and the Hang Seng is also just looking a bit higher as well. The Shanghai index is still bullish above the cloud, although it did sell off just very slightly last night, and the Indian market making a little bit of a recovery as well. Medium and long term bullish, short term just bearish. The Australian market also just holding on to its bullish position short term, and if we look at commodities now, Brent crude sitting at the 61.70 level. It is bearish short term, but bullish medium and long term. And WTI, of course, much the same picture. US nat gas sitting at $3.08, so holding the $3 level, but has come quite a way back from that 3.20 level we saw earlier in the week. If we take a look at gold, gold is actually just fairly steady at about 12 in the mid 1270s. We've really been stuck in this sort of 12 low 1270 to high 1280s area, so there's about a $10-15 range here that we just really have been hugging for some time, and we're seeing that in the medium term chart, just holding on to the bullish position, but only just. The silver chart also looking a bit more bullish as well. Apple looking a little bit bearish below the cloud, and Google just coming lower as well, but just holding the bull position. Amazon still bullish above the cloud, and Facebook just starting to sell off a little bit there, sitting in the high 170s, and has been stuck in this sort of area for a little time now. And if we look at Microsoft, just falling away a little bit here, but we are seeing that stronger opening on the Nasdaq, so maybe we will see these stocks recovering. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.